What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jack right here, back with a long time. It's been a while since I've done a movie review on this channel. Yes, I am on my phone because I didn't want to bring my camera with me, so I am on my phone. And me and a guest who's not in the car right now went to go see the Blue Beetle movie. Because you know I was going to go see that. First of all, the lead actor in it is from Cobra Kai. He plays Miguel. I'm not even going to try to say his name because I'm going to butcher it, so I'm not even going to try to say it. Well, speaking of special guests, you just saw him. It's Grizzly! You guys haven't seen him in, I don't even know how long. Gosh, it's probably been a Mania video, maybe a couple years ago? Maybe a few. It's been a while. I don't even know if you've shown up on Bro Ship and the Nerd at all. That's what's bad. I had to go through back through all my videos and figure out if he's actually showed up on a video on the Bro Ship channel. I don't know if he has, but he'll probably talk because he is driving, so I don't want to stick the camera in his face while he's driving. Kind of rude. Yeah, okay, so as we were talking, as I'm over a minute in on this intro, didn't mean for that to happen. Oh, wait. Y'all used to it by now. You know I'm wordy. But okay, so we won't go see it. I'm going to try to speed run this a little bit. There will be spoilers because the movie's been out for over a week. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say some spoilery crap because it's been over a week. So y'all want to complain? Excuse me, I'm in the car, so I'm going to say it. Kiss my ass. Yeah, kiss my ruby red ass. I don't give a shit. It's been out for over a week, so at that point, the usual, if you haven't seen it, either shut it off and go watch it and then come back, or watch this for my opinion and then decide if you want to go see it. Now, was it good? Yes, because originally this movie was made not for theaters. Now, this was not made by James Gunn. I already heard somebody complain about, oh, this is a James Gunn movie. No, it is not. Yes, it is in James Gunn's verse, but it is not a James Gunn movie. He did not make it. He did not come on to DC till after this movie was made. So, if you didn't like it, it's not James Gunn's fault. That is old Warner Brothers' fault. He just thought it was good enough to keep into his universe because actually it was actually kind of good. The only thing I'd complain about it was the order of the credit scenes, but I'll get to them when I get to them. That's the only real complaint I had. Even the music score was really good. I did notice a lot of the music score in the movie, okay, and Grizzly can confirm this with me, was a lot of Latino-based Latino-based music, which was perfect because Blue Beetle, the Jaime Reyes version, is Latino. The actor who played him, Latino. Actually, matter of fact, most of the damn cast is Latino. Good DC, good boys.
Especially George Lopez.
I was kidding, yep, George Lopez is in there as his uncle.
That's good.
But we'll get to him when we get to his character. We're not to his character yet. We got to talk about Jaime first. And then the love interest, then we'll get to him. But we will get to him.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say every actor's name because I don't remember all of them. But yeah, and as I said, the actor who played Jaime Reyes / Blue Beetle, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not going to try it. I may recall him Miguel for a few times, just because I can't pronounce that. But, so I'm not that boneheaded. Alright, so we'll start off with him. The direction of the movie is very well done. We'll just say that. I'll just say that. I'm not going to go into too much details, but the plot, even with the villain, both villains, Carpax, who I don't know anything about in the comics, Victoria Cord, again, I don't know anything about the comics, so I can't really talk about how they were portrayed. As far as I know, they were fine. Don't ask me who played them, because I don't remember. Sorry. Brain farts. Looks like Viper's at work. No, we're not going to go into work and stick the camera in Viper's face. Not while he's working, no. That'd be funny, but no, we're not doing that. It would be funny. Maybe one of these days we'll prank him one day, but not today. Once I got distracted. But yeah, they were both fine. They were both good villains. Blue Beetle got to take down Carpax, and it ended up they made him more of a more synthetic villain, which I want you to go see it, so I'm not really going to explain how they made him synthetic. And then also, Victoria Cord, she was a complete bitch. I'm sorry. Sorry, kiddos, if you heard that word, don't repeat that word. Unless you talk about a dog, then you're okay. but I'm not going to explain the meaning of that word. I'll let your mom and dad explain the meaning of the word. The proper meaning of the word, not how people use it in slang. I know, I'm terrible, aren't I? But yeah, so there's that. So that's basically the villains. I mean, I'm just going to run through them real quick. Victoria Court does not, or Carapax do not make it out of the film alive. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I would have liked to have seen Victoria Court again, but Carapax, not really. I mean, he was cool, but what were they going to do with him? He's a villain. There's no way to make him on a hero's journey or anything like that. So what do you do? And pretty much at the end, they kind of almost put him on a hero's journey. So the best thing to do was have him killed off in some way, shape, or form. I won't tell you how they do this. Victoria Cord, I could have cared less if it's all that bitch again. She a bitch. No, I didn't care to see her again, to be honest. And Blue Beetle has other bigger bads, which is the Reach. She doesn't need to be connected to them at all. Her and the Reach probably wouldn't get along, let's be honest.
Sorry about that.
Okay, you're excused. Now, as for the other characters, we'll go with Jaime first. Miguel, who was played by Miguel from Cobra Kai. He was very well done, like as I expected with him. I mean, the guy's a good actor, and he can do a lot of his own stunts, which comes in handy. I don't know how many stunts they actually let him do. I would like to, if I ever got a chance to interview him, I would actually like to ask him how many they actually let him do. Let him, and he can do, are two very, very different scenes. Now, he did not have any fight scenes where he was fighting really where you could tell it was him outside of the mask, so you couldn't tell if it was him in the suit or not. So he could have been doing his own stunts. He could have not been doing it. Don't know. I mean, it would be cool if he did a lot of his own stunts because, yeah, he can do it. I mean, look at Cobra Kai. I mean, shit, that fall he takes off the damn balcony. Shit, that had to fucking hurt. I know he probably landed on a stunt pad or whatever the air things they use, or what, I don't know what they're actually freaking called. But still, ow. Still had to hurt. I mean, come on, it's like wrestling when you hit the apron or hit the, you know, falling off certain things like the Hell in a Cell onto an announce table. That still has to hurt, you know. Yes, it's kind of cushions your fall, as Mick Foley lovely pointed out not that long ago, but it still has to hurt. I'm sorry, I'm getting tangent about other things as usual, but I'm trying to make my example points here. But yes, he did very well. He nailed the character. It helps that he has passion for the character. It really does, because he does like the Blue Beetle character. If you don't know about... Now, they did age up the character because of the actor, which I thought was fine. They didn't have to make him a teenager. They made him 22 years old, which I think is relatively around the same age as what the actor is in real life. So, that works out great. And he can stick around in the role for 10 plus years, no problem, which is something that I was pointing out with a lot of people upset about Henry Cavill not continuing on. I'm like, how many more years is he gonna really be willing to play Superman full time? I mean, he doesn't have that much time left. I mean, he's not... Yeah, he's getting to that point where he's not gonna be able to play Superman for that much longer, for full time for very much longer. I mean, he's what, 40s, 50s?
That's how you keep Jackman with Wolverine.
Yeah, he just seems to keep coming back. Hey, they're putting him in a suit this time, so at least he doesn't have to show off the abs, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, and they also put, sorry, I shouldn't be talking about this on this video, I'm sorry, but he asked, they also put him in long sleeves, which is not typical for Wolverine in the comics, but Hugh Jackman just, had skin cancer not that long ago, chin cancer scare, so him actually, so them putting the sleeves on there is to protect him. So they're actually a real life reason why those sleeves are there. Maybe in another video I'll actually go into more details about that. But yeah, pretty much that's the words for that. Okay, so the main love interest, I don't even know the actress's name. I am so sorry, guys. I'm terrible with this on this video. But she actually did really well too. I mean, she was a looker, but she was also she may not have been a looker, but she was also a very well acted. Very well done. I mean, she didn't have a ton to do in the movie, but what she did do, she did well. And she did have some badassness with her aunt at the end, which was awesome. She got to beat up on her aunt, which was cool. I'm glad it wasn't her mother, it was her aunt. I think I liked that better. Originally, I heard it was supposed to be her mother, but ends up being her aunt. I think the aunt was better.
Oh, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, because it being her aunt, she ends up going up against her beating up on her aunt at the end is better than you know,
Oh,
yeah, beating up on her mom, and I don't think the what they were going with the story with that, you know, how the aunt wanted to go more into the guns, and she was more on the, you know, helping the people end, you know, much like Ted Cord would have in the comics and all that.
yeah.
So I don't think if that was her mother, it would have worked out as well as if it was her aunt. It wouldn't have worked out as well.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Now, Jaime's family, I'm not going to go through every character. Like, nitpicky, like, the mom was fine, the dad was fine, although he doesn't make it out of the film alive, which is expected, because even usually in his comics, his dad, when he becomes Blue Beetle, his dad is already dead. So the fact that his dad was even in the film and they addressed him was actually a lot cooler. Because, hey, they addressed the character. And I have no idea what Grizzly's driving right now. I'm just letting him drive. I'm just not complaining. I'm just talking to you guys and letting him drive. Okay. Yeah, like, literally, I have no idea where you're going.
I'm going to your place.
Oh, yeah. Then why aren't you on the other side of the street?
That's a good question.
Alright, I am trying to wrap this up because, yeah, once I get home, I don't want to be recording. Because, as you can tell, Angel's not here. So, she didn't want to go see the movie. So, I don't want to spoil too much for her, though. Because I do want to get her to watch it.
Who?
Angel.
Who's Angel?
The person who's not here.
Oh, what the heck? I didn't even know about her.
Yeah, she has a channel nickname. See, that's how long he hasn't been around. He didn't realize that that person that I live with has a channel nickname. She's on it more often than you, so of course she has a nickname. Okay, now you're catching the reference now. Okay,
Yeah.
just like Brian's is Viper. That one I don't mind saying out loud. The other one,
You got a YouTube channel too?
no, they just on this channel.
Oh.
But yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, he has to explain about that. But yeah, now the grandmother was downright hilarious. Especially at one point, she grabs a big gun that's a big old heavy machine gun made by Ted Cord. And the sister goes, how do you know how to hold that gun perfectly? She lets down her hair that's been up the entire movie, I mind you. And I think Grizzly might have been in the bathroom for this part. Because there's other funny parts with her and the gun later on, but we're not going to go into every single one of those. And she puts down her hair and says, you don't know everything about your nana. And I'm just like, oh, that was hilarious. And she says it in Spanish. And thank God this is not one of those movies where when they say shit in Spanish, they don't freaking tell you what they're saying. They actually had the subtitles on, which was nice.
Yeah, I hate when they do that.
I hate that. It's annoying. Even when they do it in wrestling, I'm like, okay, guys, if you're going to speak Spanish, that's fine. Or French, because I think Sami Zayn and a few of the other Canadians do that sometimes too.
Yeah.
I don't mind when they do it. It's just like, hey guys, could you then say it afterwards in English so we would know what the frick you just said? Because I want to know what you said too. I don't speak Spanish, sorry. Or French. I definitely don't speak French. Some Spanish I can understand. French, not at all. But yeah, as I was saying. But yeah, so that was hilarious. And they did that throughout the whole film. I think there's a few times where they're speaking Spanish, they don't tell us what they said, but that's fine. Majority of the lines, when they're important, they make sure they put it on screen so we know what the frick they were saying, which was nice. Which is nice. Now, the uncle, who's played by, as Grizzly Lovely pointed out, Mr. George Lopez. If you don't like George Lopez and you don't find him funny, you won't like him in this movie. Because he is basically George Lopez in this movie. He's his typical, how he typically reacts to things. He is a little bit of a conspiracy nut, but it kind of fits for him. I mean, kind of fits for George. You know, it's kind of his thing. So it works. It's great. I mean, come on. He calls Batman a freaking fascist in the film.
Oh, man.
I was not awake for that, but I saw the part in the trailer and I was going to say, he calls him a fascist. Which I don't even know what that word actually means, but I don't think it's a very nice thing to say. Now, there is a slight Superman reference, like a slight Superman reference in the film. Like, Jaime says a line about Superman, but that's fine because they could easily be talking about. But since they don't show Henry Cavill or, you know, Ben Affleck on screen, they can say Batman or Superman, and it's fine because we don't know what year this movie actually takes place because they never actually tell us. Yeah. So, and I know when Superman Legacy comes out, Superman's been Superman for like 2 years. So, he very easily could have been Superman during this film. the David Corset, or however you say his name, the actor's name. Sorry, I'm probably botching it. But yeah, and again, you're on the wrong side of the street again.
I know.
I'm having my fun. I'm having my fun while he's driving. And I'm actually being relatively nice about it because usually I'm a little bit more of an ass. You can ask Angel about that at some time, guys.
I was already gonna do that anyways.
Oh, okay. So I just said it before you did it. Okay. I was just saying it just to. I usually I'm more of an ass about it, but.
I know you just giving me shit.
Yeah, I'm having my fun. But yeah, so as I said, George Lopez is George Lopez. I mean, you don't like his style of comedy, you're not gonna like him. And he doesn't cuss much, thank God. That's the one thing I don't like about his stand-up. He cusses too much.
Oh,
But
really? Man?
no, I don't like when they cuss too much.
I know what you mean, like if he overly cusses.
Yeah, like if he cusses too much, it's fine if you say a bad word or two. You know, that's fine. Even Fluffy says bad words on occasion.
Yeah.
But not when every other word that comes out of your damn mouth is a cuss word. That's a problem. That's too much.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But we're not going to get into that conversation here.
No.
That's another video for another time. George Lopez is not the only stand-up comedian that does it. Dean Cook's another one. He's worse. He's a lot worse. He does that where it's like every other word he cusses. I'm like, dude, no, stop. When you can't play your specials on TV because they'd have to beep every other word, you have a problem. Sorry. No, that's not cool. But as I was saying, but yeah, let's go back into the film. The fight scenes were great. I think I did all the characters that we really need to know about. The fight scenes were great. I mean, great. There's even a slow progression with the fight scenes because of how much stronger Blue Beetle gets with his powers, plus how much stronger Carpax gets throughout the film. So there's a progression with the fight scenes, which was really cool to see. You know, they have like 2 or 3 fights with Carpax and Blue Beetle. Both times Blue Beetle wins every time, but still. But yeah, so there's actually a progression throughout the film. It's really well done. Even Jaime understanding that sometimes you got to be a little bit more lethal, but you don't always have to be lethal. Like, he does use his sonic guns, blasters, whatever you want to call them, that he uses a lot during Young Justice. Now we will talk about the closed credit scenes. I think they should have been flipped, because they had a major one, which was their first one, which I'll talk about in a minute, and then they had a second one, which was just this reference to something earlier in the film that was kind of silly. They should have put the reference to the silly thing. Why the fuck you honking, asshole?
Well, they look at the other guy.
Yeah, which I hate when people do that shit, because technically you're not supposed to, but yeah, I'm not going to go into a driver's lessons in this video either. Man, I keep tirade-ing. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. I'm not meaning to tirade. But as I was saying, that we need to, they should have flipped them. They should have done the reference thing that literally was unimportant for the film, as the first one, and then use the second one, which is, now I will say what it is. It's literally Ted Cord putting a video message through his computers, which they turned on when they were in his lair earlier in the film, saying that he's alive. Yeah, that should have been the second one. That should have been the, oh shit, you know, this is setting up a sequel, potential sequel, which I don't know if they're actually going to get or not because of the film not doing so well in the box office. People, go see this movie. It deserves it. First of all, it doesn't have a huge budget. It only had $125 million or so budget.
Damn.
That is a small budget for a superhero movie, because originally this movie was not supposed to be a theatrical release. It was supposed to be an HBO Max release, which I think would have been fine for this film.
Wait, you talking about that Blue Beetle movie?
Yeah.
Damn, it don't seem like it.
Just like but they were showing, Warner Brothers was watching in production, and they discovered, hey, this movie's better than we thought it was going to be. Let's get this on the big screen, not scrap it like they did Batgirl. Let's give it more money and put it on the big screen. And that's what they did. They fine-tuned it, they gave it more budget, and they put it on the big screen, which I think
Warner Brothers was smart for that.
That was smart. That was smart. I'm glad they didn't just scrap this, because one, the actor who plays Jaime Reyes totally deserved this movie to be on the big screen. It definitely deserves it. And they have said that Blue Beetle, the character, will continue. He just may not get solo movies, which I kind of want him to. But if they want to do the Reach storyline, that might be better to do in a Young Justice or a Teen Titans title anyways, so he has more backup.
Yeah.
So it's not just him going up against Reach, because Reaches a big organization. He needs backup. No offense.
Yeah,
Not that he can't take them by himself, but he has to face multiple scarabs. The green scarab, the black scarab. He needs some backup. But I don't know how they're going to go with that. Now, the next place I would expect to see him, if he doesn't get a sequel, is in the Booster Gold show that they're going to make. Because in the comics, those two are buddy-buddy. I do want to see him get a sequel because I want to see what they're going to do with this Ted Kord thing. Because in the comics, Ted Kord does mentor Blue Beetle in some of the more recent comics.
Nice.
When they bring Ted Kord back. From wherever the hell Ted Kord is, because I don't really know. Sorry, not read those comics, so I can't tell you where he's been.
Oh, I feel you.
But, so I'll let you guys go. Peace. Grizzly's out too. We'll talk to you later.